Hey there. Got a topic on my mind that I want to discuss with you. Is very relevant to you and I because when you decide to come to Ghana, when you decide to come to Africa, you are a target. Let me repeat. When you decide to come to Africa, whether for a visit or whether you have the intention to do business here or whatever, you are a target, and you're a target to your to your family, to your friends, strangers and co-workers, people on the streets. You are a target for them. Why am I saying that you are a target? Because you are coming from Zion according to their thinking. You are coming from a land full of milk and honey according to their thinking. You are coming from maybe the UK, the US, somewhere in Europe, Canada, Japan. You are coming from a place where they wish to be because they have this notion, this perception that to be in Abrochuri, to be in the UK, to be in America is the end all be all. When you are there, you are automatically rich. You have money. You have everything you need. You don't need to complain. You mustn't complain because you have money. You are minted. You are wealthy. You have everything at disposal. So when you are in Africa, when you are in Ghana specifically, you are a target. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Joe. I'm a Ghanaian born in Ghana. My mother took me to the UK at the age of 10. My brother and I been living there for over 30 years. It is where I schooled, worked, started a business. So, but I always had the intention to move back to the motherland. I don't want to retire in the UK or anywhere else apart from back home because, especially, I remember when my mother took me to the UK and I came back at the age of 17 for my first visit back. I knew that I will eventually move back because I just really enjoyed myself being amongst the environment that I grew up in. So I just felt that is the best place for me anyway. So anyway, let's get back to the topic. By the way, please like, subscribe if you haven't. That will really help me to grow the channel. So I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. So as I was saying, you are a target. You are a target of people's sub story. They see you as the savior. They see you as the money man or the money woman. They see you as you have everything, especially maybe you are driving a car, you are coming from the US, America, all these things. You are a target, and they will cook up a story to get money from you. People's sub story, like they will tell you something that will make you have compassion for you to give them money. So, and like I said, the reason why they believe that you are their savior, that you are the Calvary, is because, like I said, they have this notion that being abroad, being in the UK, in the US, is the end all be all, is the land of milk and honey. So when you are coming from there, they don't know the truth. They don't know that most of you, when you went, maybe you saved up and maybe you sold your property, you went to the UK, you went to the US, and then you regretted your decision, but you know that you couldn't come back empty-handed. So you stuck it out, worked for decades to eventually build a house and then have some money to come and start business. So when you come back, they feel that you've made it, right? They feel like you've made it. Especially you have some certain people who haven't even done nothing in Ghana, but they will come here for a 2-week holiday and live it up. They will be, clubbing and, spending money, making it rain, all that kind of stuff. So live in a lavish house, they might rent a car and blah blah blah, live, girls and all that kind of stuff. So it paints this notion in the locals that coming from abroad equals having money, or going to abroad equals having money. So when you are coming from abroad, they see you as money. You are a target. So they will bring their medical bills onto you. They'll bring their school fees onto you. They'll bring their whatever. They will tell you a story. They will give you a story. And I fall for many of them, and I've been burnt by people borrowing money off me, and me being stupid and giving them the loan, and then me being short-changed, right? And sometimes when you asking for your money back, they make you feel as if you are like a bad guy. Why are you even asking for your money back? They don't even pick your calls. They won't even pick up your call, right? And it's not just friends, it's family, it's anybody that has contact with you. So if you are going to be giving out money, make sure it is money that you are willing to lose. Let me repeat. If you are going to give out money, if you have to give money, be at peace that the money, if you were to lose that money, if they didn't pay you back, you're going to be okay with it. Because if you're not going to be okay with it, do not lend the money, because I've been burnt. For example, a guy came to me and said he needs some money to invest into his business, because it was this regarding my factory, a guy who used to supply us with plastic waste. And he gave me a sad story about him not having money, losing some money, and he needed some cash to inject into his business, and that he would give me, he would pay me back. So me being silly, I gave him the money. Did he pay me back? No. To this day, it's been like, I'm sure, getting to 3 years, he hasn't paid anything back. I remember there was a guy who hit me in traffic and cost me, a substantial amount of money to my car. And it was a police case. And the guy needed to fix my car. And he gave me a sad story about how, his mother just recently died, and he just asking me to, obviously front the bill. He's a good person. He's going to pay it and all that kind of stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And now it's been 2 years. When I call the guy, he doesn't even pick up, right? Just ignores me, right? Another incident where someone also needed money, and that one was a big amount, and stupidly I gave the money, thought that the person is credible, the person has his own business. I thought this person would pay up. This person keeps moving the payment date, right? There's a lot of stories I can tell you, right? There's a lot of stories I can tell you, but just know that you are a target. If you're coming from the UK, coming from the US, coming from Switzerland, coming from Canada, coming from whatever, you are a target. Be careful. They will tell you a story to get money from you. So, you have, unless you are Dangote or you are set, you have fuck you money. And when I say fuck you money, I'm not talking about you have like millions and millions of pounds or whatever, millions of dollars. But fuck you money, it talks about having backbone residual income, or backbone cash flow. So for example, let's say you worked so hard, you've made good amount of money, you made maybe 100,000 pounds to 200,000 pounds, and you have invested that into property, and that property is giving you a guaranteed 2,000 pounds or $2,000 every month without fail, and you know that money is like, it's just consistently coming. That one is called fuck you money, because especially if your expenses falls within that £2,000 or $2,000. So that means you have worked hard, you have used your savings, whether it's the 100,000 or 200,000 or more, whatever the amount is. You have wisely invested into hard assets that is going to be paying you for your living expenses. So therefore, you don't need to work. You can, have a mini retirement and still work on other things. But if you were to lend money, then you know that it's not gonna affect you too much. But if you have to work for your money and you have some capital that you can use to invest into your business, and someone comes with a sad story about, oh, please, so and my school fees, and I'm doing this, I applied for this course abroad and I am missing just £2,000 to add to my thing, and I will give it to you back on all these things, right? They will give you a sub story, a sad story to really get you believing, so that they can get the money. And once they get the money, they have you. Now they are the boss. Now they are your boss, because you are now begging them to give you your money. And it's not nice, right? You are not a bank. If you have to lend money, make sure it's an amount that you are okay to lose. By the way, if you are coming to Ghana anytime soon, we have fantastic short stay apartments. If you like the beach, we have one with a beach view in Kokrobite, Oshie. Imagine looking in your window and you are seeing the ocean. You're getting fantastic breeze. We have that one for you, so you can book it. If you love nature, book it up. And we have one in town, Mateiko, specifically near Kanishin. That one's closer. It's like 20 minutes to the airport, 5-10 minutes to Circle, Usu, Cantonment, and all that kind of all that area. Very central locations. So get in touch with me and I'll book it. So get in touch. I'll book it for you. So just to recap, if you're coming from abroad, the UK, the US, wherever, to Ghana, to Africa, you are a target. You are a target. Why are you a target? Because they see you are coming from Zion, you're coming from a land of milk and honey, you are coming from paradise, you're coming from heaven, you are coming from a place where the money is growing on trees, you are coming from a place where you pick money in the gutters, you are coming from a place where you sleep in money, you are coming from a place where money is all over the streets. All you have to just bend over and pick it up. So that is their psychology. So when they see you, especially if you are dressed nice, if you are driving a car, they feel that you are their savior, you are their Calvary. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get some money from you, using a nice sub store, using a nice, as you're going to get famoused, as Andrew Tate would say. They will give you something to be, to really get you at your heart, so that you can part ways with your money. So unless it's an amount you are okay to lose, if you are not okay about losing that amount that they are asking for, I would advise you to keep that money for yourself, keep growing that money to the point where you can have a lot and to invest, and that investment that you have is able to cover your living expenses. That means you have fuck you money, which is having enough residual income, having enough cash flow to cover your expenses without you having to work. If you are not in that situation, like, that's where we are all trying to get to, then you have to be very careful about lending people's large amounts of money. If it's charity, I'm not talking about charity, do charity because that is good, help the poor and all that kind of stuff. But for people who, family members and people at church or whatever, they see you are a target. You are a target. Trust me. When you lend them the money, you're gonna find out who the real boss is, because they're gonna make sure they'll drag it out as far as possible. So I would say if someone want to get some money from you, say no. That's what I'll. Unless you know that this person is a standard person, this person is, you are sure that this person is going to pay you back. But then how are you even sure? How do you even know? How do you know this person is going to pay you back? So that's why I suggest that don't lend any amount of money that you're not okay about losing, because I have learned the hard way. So I hope this video was useful. Like I said, please subscribe. It will really, really help this channel to grow. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you in the next video. Like I said, if you're coming to Ghana anytime soon, we have fantastic short stay apartments. So just hit me up if you love the beach. If you want to be in center, in more center in town, I got you covered.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a modern building also. Right. And in the apartment is very very comfortable. I mean, we had a air condition, and we have a fan, and it's a nice kitchen.
Good time.
Yeah. We slept very well actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So we will recommend it. Yeah, Agyeman apartment, Airbnb, not really far from the airport, and exactly this is also not far from Kaneshi, which there's a big market here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because when we were coming with the taxi, we drove through this market where people were still active.
Exactly.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
And also, if you wanted to go to like Osu, Laboni.
Okay, not far. Okay.
It's not far at all.
Yeah,
it's
Ebri also from here far?
No, from here, Ebri. Oh, I don't know how long it would be, like specifically, but it's not far.
Oh, okay.
It's not far.
Not far
I think
from Accra,
it's not far from here.
Okay.
It's not far from here at all.
We have to go there too.
Yeah, it's definitely under 1 hour.
It's
that like maybe 40, maybe it can even be maybe around 40 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. So guys, you're always welcome here. You feel comfortable. If you wanna spend some time in Accra and not really far from the airport, from the city center also.
Okay, great. And what about you, Lucas? Okay, everything okay for you?
Everything okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.